Hello, and welcome to Unit 5, Classroom Management, also known as How to Keep Your Students Engaged. The reading that will help you for this unit is Chapter 2, Managing Your Classroom. We're going to talk about a lot in this unit. To start off, we'll talk about different learning styles that your students will come into the classroom with. We'll also talk about warm-up activities you can do with your students and how to do them. We'll talk about how to give clear instructions. Giving instructions in another language is always difficult because we want to make sure our students understand. We'll talk about giving students choice in the classroom. What kind of different things can students make decisions about? We'll talk about how to make smooth transitions from one activity to another. We'll talk about how to be flexible in the classroom. We'll talk about also different ways you can group students and how not to group your students. We're going to talk about learner training, which is very important. It helps students become better learners, and it helps you be more effective in the classroom. And lastly, we're going to talk about teacher talk time. We'll talk about this a lot throughout this course, but it's important. Learning styles. What are learning styles? Well, everybody learns differently. We know this. But we've managed to figure out at least 3 main ways that people learn. The first is visual, learning by seeing, by reading. These are the students who love their textbooks, the students who are always referencing them and making sure to read everything. These are the students who can understand something just by seeing it written down. We've also got auditory students. These are the students who are always listening to what you have to say. The students who love things like recorded conversations and listening tasks. The last and one of the most popular learning styles is kinesthetic, learning by doing. These are the students who understand better through things like role play and acting. Now, it is important in your classroom to make sure that you teach a topic to all 3 of these learning styles, because you may not know which ones of your students are learning which way. However, you can have your students do a learning style inventory online. Sometimes you can find an easy little online quiz you can do in class that will tell you which one of these your students are. It might also help your students. Maybe they don't understand why they have a hard time listening in class because they're kinesthetic or visual. So it might be something fun to do in your class, and it'll give you information and give your students information about their own learning.